Gustav Holst is a major pleasure of mine. The two ubiquitous pieces of his are The Planets and the St. Paul Suite, beautiful piece that he wrote for string orchestra. As an orchestrator, I would put him up there with people like Ravel and Stravinsky and Prokofiev. I mean, his orchestrations are flawless things, based in large part on the fact that he himself was a trombonist for many years and worked in professional orchestras and had a chance to hear firsthand what worked and what didn't. So brass players always smile when you schedule an orchestral piece of Holst because they know the brass parts will be really good. I wanted to open the concert with some very bright and festive music, and so I thought of two works of his which are very, very brightly scored and have a great reliance on catchy rhythms. So I chose the Fugal Overture and the ballet music from his opera, The Perfect Fool. Holst once said, "Rhythm is what music is all about," and these two pieces absolutely bear out those feelings with great definitiveness. When I heard that Lorin Miselle, who's a conductor for whom I have incredible respect, was composing, and further that he had done a setting of this work that I used to read to my children years ago, I was intrigued and contacted his agent, got a copy of the score and of a compact disc performance of a live performance with the New York Philharmonic. I was captivated by this work. Like any great piece, ostensibly for children, it's a work for everybody. I think Peter and the Wolf and Babar the Elephant by Poulenc are as much for adults as they are for children because the stories are so timeless and because the music does not in any way talk down to the audience. Mr. Maazel has written a work which is definitely 20th century, which does not shy away from angular rhythms, from dissonance when the story justifies it, and yet has written something which is beautiful and accessible and very deeply moving. Dvorak was very unashamed of the fact that he came from peasant stock. In fact, he went out of his way to mention it. He was very proud of the fact that he had made good. He was, on the face of it, a very simple man. He was a great family man. He had at least half a dozen children, I think more than that. Loved to get together with his friends and drink beer and play cards. And musically, however, he was very, very sophisticated, and in a work like the Seventh Symphony, to find yet again the incredible subtleties in his use of rhythms, of cross rhythms, of how, say, two groups of the orchestra will be antagonists rather than working towards the same goal, how he can take the same melody and yet set it in different ways for different instruments. The opening of the first movement, for example, dee da 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 dee 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 da 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 da. He will take that and sometimes have other instruments play it where the first note, instead of being in the home key, D, da, ba da 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 dee 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 da da, he will have it in G minor, ba dee dee dee, starting on the second degree of the scale, da da dee da dee da dee dee da 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 da. He will have it starting on the fifth degree of the scale, so that his melodies are always undergoing these subtle mood and color shifts depending on what the emotional need of the piece is at the time. He could not, however, suppress his Czech ancestry for very long at all. And the third movement, which I think is probably the most popular of this symphony, is yet another in that incredible series of Czech dances. You could almost slip it into the either book of the Slavonic dances that he wrote, and people would assume that it was one of them. It's this lovely, lithe Czech folk dance, just redolent of dancing couples and swirling skirts. It's quite beautiful.